Hello, and welcome to our Fireside chat with Paul Juniper, Head of Product Management at AdvantageGo. AdvantageGo are, of course, partnering with us to deliver to you a Monte Carlo digital forum. My name is Lorenzo Spoerry, and I'm the Deputy Editor of Insurance Day. Paul, does the insurance industry have confidence in the technology that underpins its underwriting?
Hi, Lorenzo. Yeah, I think generally confidence in technology was possibly questionable in the past, and for sure I think the industry has significantly shifted from where it was. That said, I do believe collectively as an industry there's still much to do, and we're seeing that acknowledgement at least here in the London market with all of the intentions around the future at Lloyd's. I think obviously recent events have elevated again the general topic of technology, with the focus largely around how well organisations have managed to adopt their operations to an online environment. Most organisations, I think, if you ask them on camera at least, will attest to the fact that the overnight process of changing to that online world was relatively seamless. I think many organisations were already operating some form of home working. But as I said, I think that shift is more aligned to a conversation about accessibility to their existing systems. The broader conversation of technology, though, has definitely been reignited. I think specifically on underwriting decision making, it's a bit of a mixed bag of confidence, I would say. As you'd expect, some organisations are ahead of others. I think systems that holistically support the pre-bind underwriting decision-making process is an area I would suggest has seen underinvestment, not least because on my side of the fence, there's not been a huge availability of systems that companies like ours have offered and made available. And I think where there's a gap, then ensues internal self-build, which can often be problematic, a problematic approach over buying off the shelf. I think consistently we're seeing that underwriters currently, and it's a common thing that we're seeing, are needing to operate across, up to a dozen disparate systems, and with no ability to easily transition between them or share data. So I'd say there's a lot of compromise in the way that underwriters are operating at the moment, and inevitably this comes with less confidence too. I think also an interesting thing that we're seeing is that upward of 80% of our conversations with both existing and prospective customers are around underwriting transformations and our underwriting product, which does suggest that there's a renewed focus, I think, on how capable existing systems are or going to be able to support them in the future. So I think it's probably incumbent upon the collective industry to build more confidence. I think the carriers have to question existing operations and seek new systems from software vendors. And I think it's incumbent upon us as software vendors to show how technology can be used to move the underwriting decision making forward. So I think it was Mark Twain that said, "All you need in life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure." And I think some perhaps suffer from that. And what I mean by that is that they haven't been necessarily shown what good is. So. That's the responsibility of all of us to sort of move that.
And do you think the industry has the right talent at the moment?
I think it has a lot of the right talents, but I think probably, and I think there's been a fair amount of narrative on this in the market, and I think there's general market consensus that we need more, and we shouldn't be shy of looking outside of our industry for the talent that we need to bolster. I think it's important that we bring in that experience from outside our industry too, where they've got experience that from industries that are ahead in this space, experience around data and data science and that type of thing. That said, I think the industry today, we do have an incredible talent pool that retains, valuable tacit knowledge, and we need to do more to train and evolve the individuals and functions and roles to be better equipped to embrace the technological advances that are now being brought into the market. Yeah.
The industry, of course, has changed a lot recently. How can carriers drive underwriting profitability in the new normal?
It's a good question, and I think a lot of people are probably looking for the answer. But I think from my standpoint, from a technology standpoint at least, I think now is the era of underwriting. I think we've been through the era of policy administration and claims, and now certainly we're in the era of underwriting. This is where the focus and investment needs to happen, and I think this is and would have been the case without the pandemic happening. We were beginning to see signs of this area getting a lot more focus, especially around the intelligent automation and pervasiveness of data pushing through an organization, which will be an absolute imperative to driving underwriting profitability. I think it was McKinsey not so long ago released a report that analysed all of the top performing insurers, and its findings clearly showed that operating results have the most significant impact on overall financial performance, and within operating results, it's loss ratio that generates more variability than expense when comparing top and bottom quintile performers. So really important that this focus on underwriting and developing the right tools and systems to support underwriting is moving forward. So that's about alleviating manual tasks for underwriters, deploying digital labour, elevating their role so they can concentrate on building relationships, product innovation, adjusting coverages, pricing nuances to support different customers, and really understanding the risk in as much detail as possible. And all of that can be done with really embracing more data and analysing more data.
Do you think that the ability to maintain relationships with customers has been affected by the remote working model?
That's an interesting question. I can't probably answer collectively for the industry, but I can speak from experience at AdvantageGo. But before I do, I think we recently spoke with some US-based CEOs, and all of those said that they've actually substantially increased contact, not only with their internal teams, but also with customers and business partners. And I think that's evident in our business too. The fact that we're not in close proximity has nearly refocused our efforts to make sure that we're maintaining relationships through mechanisms like you and I are using today.
Yeah. Great. Paul Juniper, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.